Coming up next on Beyond.
You are all that is, and yet every other individual is all that is. Not only in your vibrational level, but all of the vibrational levels throughout all of creation are all that is, and yet you are nothing.
Channels from Beyond.
One aspect of the paranormal which sometimes attracts a high degree of ridicule is that of the practice of channeling. This is often explained by psychics as a process of opening one's mind and body for use as a channel by spirits who wish to communicate with those living in this world. Shamans will often refer to this as allowing oneself to become a gate between realities. However, religionists often feel this to be the part of a province of sorcery or black magic, and therefore associated with evil or dark practices. Most scientists dismiss it, and skeptics often see it as rather a sad fabrication on the part of fake psychics or a practice easily employed by unrealistic New Agers who are living in a world of self-delusion. Even for those who believe or work within the spheres of the paranormal, there are often problems of credibility of fears relating to the channeling or evil misleading spirits, or the possibility of opening oneself up to possession by ghosts or even demons. Without doubt, there are many false psychics or mediums who are faking it with some level of success. These people do a lot to discredit the reality of the paranormal and often prey upon the weak or gullible in times of great strife or physical and emotional vulnerability. Times such as illness or stress over a loss of a loved one. However, there are many mediums who have proven without doubt their ability to channel in real and extremely valuable ways. Ways in which have proven invaluable to police investigations, the sick and infirm, and those grieving for the loss of a relative. Sometimes this has been the source of scientific or technological information, or even accurate prophecies, which we have discussed in other episodes. In this episode, we will be examining extraordinary intelligence known as Josiah, who is channeling through the unlikely vehicle of a real estate agent who lives in rural Canada. The prolific and remarkable chronicles of these communications add up to one of the most sophisticated new philosophies that the Beyond team has ever come across. A perception of the universe which seems to be scientifically correct, spiritually sophisticated, and philosophically evolved enough to be more in keeping with somebody like Descartes, rather than a rural realtor. So, in this examination of the paranormal, we are presenting for your consideration Josiah, who it seems has important enough information to convey to us about the fabric of our universe and the way in which it serves the needs of both you and I and other inhabitants of the beyond.
I think maybe that's what I am, in a way. I want to give light to others so they can help themselves. I know. I think.
Some notable channelers have proven to the satisfaction of investigators a true ability to channel information not normally available to people in the standard universe. One such channeler is Edgar Cayce, who constantly proved his ability to channel information about events, people, and places around the world and was able to prove to scientists his ability to do this in trance. Currently, in our society, some police departments openly praise mediums or forensic psychics who prove to be invaluable in their investigations of major crimes such as murder or abduction. Buddy Wynn is a professor of psychology, as well as the founder of the Department of Parapsychology at the University of Regina.
Yes, the Josiah group, yes.
Have you ever seen him channeling?
Oh, yes, many times.
Bub Hill is a realtor working in the picturesque rural community of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Do you have anything you want to say to us before we start?
Well, I'd just like to point out that what I'm about to do is not necessarily a reflection of my ideas or beliefs or even something that I feel I would like other people to listen to and take as being truth or non-truth. It's something that you can choose for yourself. I'm simply a messenger, and it's not about me.
In our investigation of channelers, our attention was drawn to Bub and the entity he channels, Josiah.
I feel that it is top-of-the-line information, that it is the clearest information that I've heard, the least colored by the channeler, and I think it's relatively unaffected by what Bub believes, because a lot of times I know that they talk about things that he does not believe at all.
Josiah is not one disembodied spirit, but rather a group of several spirits who claim to be disincarnate, to have never existed in physical form. Josiah presents a revolutionary view of the universe and how it works. Josiah speaks.
Well now, it is indeed a pleasure to be invited back into your vibrational level, and we would like to express our greetings to each of you, and as well to express our gratitude for you ones allowing us this opportunity to interact with you and to share with you in your vibrational level. Now, you exist in what we refer to as a vibrational level. We use that terminology simply because it's a terminology that gives you some type of a potential to grasp a concept that we can use an analogy to give you a description of, and that is that this vibrational level that you exist in exists in the same time and space as all of the vibrational levels that exist throughout all of creation. Now, we could use a terminology that it's a plane of existence, if that's what you wish. But you see, when we refer to it as a vibrational level, we can use the analogy that it's like the radio waves that you have within your universe. You understand absolutely that within your universal existence and within this Earth system, it's possible for you to send radio waves, frequencies that can be transmitted. And you can have thousands of them transmitted simultaneously, occupying the same space and occurring at the same time, at the same instant, if you wish. And yet, you also understand that you have the capacity, through the utilization of various receiving apparatus, to tune in to one particular vibration, to one particular radio frequencies, while eliminating all the rest. And so it is, in your vibrational level, you have the capacity to tune into this particular vibrational level while eliminating all of the other vibrational levels that occupy the same time and the same space.
It's like there's that realm of information out there. Or the yogis say the Akashic records, any of us can tune in to that stuff. And
you see, time and space are illusions. They only exist in your conscious state, in your awake conscious state, in your altered states of consciousness. You can get glimpses of the understanding that time and space are illusions, but in your conscious state, in this awake conscious state, it's very difficult for you to step out of that concept of time and space, for that's what we refer to as one of the human consciousness belief systems that you agreed to participate in.
We see the brain as a transmitter of consciousness. The brain is not the generator of mind or consciousness, it's the transmitter. The radio is not the source of the message. The message is coming from a source beyond the radio, and likewise we would say the brain is somehow the instrument highly perfected to be the thing to pick up on the message and tune it in. The great creative people have been those who could tune and pick up other channels.
This vibrational level, however, that you choose to exist in is unique. It's quite different from any other vibrational level that exists throughout all of creation. And the difference is that you, as the entities who choose to exist within this vibrational level, also choose to put in place and to maintain what we refer to as an electromagnetic type of energy, what some have referred to as a veil. And it's an electromagnetic type of energy that limits your capacity, while in your awake conscious state and in the other various areas of consciousness that you participate in this vibrational level, from understanding who and what you truly are. You are the creator of the reality that you experience. You see, many individuals are challenged by that particular statement. They would suggest that there's absolutely no way that they can create this reality. That's your choice. That's a belief that you hold, and the reality that you experience in your day-to-day activities will reinforce that belief, and indeed you can have it if that's what you desire. It's not a right or wrong.
I know people say, well, you shouldn't say God is within you, because they think it's ego. I think God is in everyone. I think God is everywhere. God is, in all this building, in that rabbit and that bird. Everywhere.
You are a spark of consciousness that has the capacity to create. You, as individuals and as a group of entities, are responsible for the creation that you experience. Absolutely. It's like when you walk into a theater. And when you walk into a theater, you understand that what you view projected upon the screen is a trick of lights. You understand that it's not real. You understand as well that that's someone else's projection of what it is that they are desiring for you to experience. And you also understand that while you're existing within that particular illusionary reality, and you're watching that image upon the screen, that you can experience the full range of emotions. In a very short period of time, you can go through the full range of emotions, and you can as well understand when you leave the theater that it wasn't real. And therefore the emotions, while they can be quite entertaining while you're sitting within that theater, don't have the same impact when you leave. They're not real. And you understand that they're not real because the illusion that you experienced upon the screen was not real. And so it is in your vibrational level, were you to understand absolutely that you were the creator in your awake conscious state, then the illusion would lose its significance, and the emotions and feelings that you would experience would not have the intensity. And that's really why you came here. You came here to experience a range of emotions and feelings that you cannot experience in the same intensity in any of the other vibrational levels throughout all of creation. That's why you came here. The rest is an illusion. You can have whatever it is that you desire. It's a reflection of your imagination and desires and your expectation. And you create it from a position of absolute unconditional love. Many individuals look to others for answers. You look to others to find some connection to your spirituality. You cannot be lost from your spirituality. It's who and what you are. It exists within inside each and every individual. It exists within each and every atom of your entire existence. You will only find the answers by going within inside. By going within inside and bringing into your consciousness the connection with that portion of your higher self, with that portion of spark of consciousness of who and what you truly are. Some level of your consciousness, some level of the energy that you are exists throughout the entire universe that you exist within. And you would ask, how is that possible? Because you see, you believe that this universe is this huge concept, and yet it is nothing. It's an illusion. It only exists because you believe it exists, and you exist in it all. You see, even your scientists understand that in terms of what you might call some type of solid form in your reality, there is very little of that so-called solid form. Even in your atoms, they understand that it is mostly space. Mostly space. Within your atom, the scientists would understand, indeed, that there is more space in terms of your electrons and neutrons that are involved in the atom than there is space involved in your Earth systems and all of the planets and stars that exist in your so-called universe. And so if that's the case, if there is more space between your components of an atom than there is between the components of your universe, then there really isn't too much to this universe, is there? Then there really isn't too much to this universe, is there? It's mostly nothing. But what there is in that so-called space in the atom is the energy. And that energy, indeed, is who and what you truly are. And you as an individual, and every individual existing within this entire vibrational level, exist within each and every atom. You see, your concept, once again, of space and of time means that you are this huge, large amount, and yet you're not really, and yet you are. You are all that it's possible for you to conceive, and you are less than it's possible for you to conceive. You are all that is, and you are nothing, all at once, for time and space are illusions. They do not exist except what you believe in your so-called awake consciousness state. When we suggest that you are the piece of the one, it's not really that way at all. Because once again, that leaves the impression that there's a huge one and you're but a minute piece, and it's not that way. You are all. And yet to suggest that you are all, then is to indeed allow others to believe that they must be your creation, and it's not that way either. It's like, once again, attempting to give you an explanation when you believe in time and space when time and space don't exist. It's like attempting to give you an explanation that you were a piece of the one when the one doesn't exist. It's you. You are all that is, and yet every other individual is all that is. Not only in your vibrational level, but all of the vibrational levels throughout all of creation are all that is, and yet you are nothing. Once again, the answers are within inside. Now, we would remind you that we are not separated by time or space. Time or space are illusions that only exist in your conscious state. We are separated by, for lack of a better term, what you might refer to as a vibrational level. And should you choose to interact with us, you have but to express the intent, and we would welcome that opportunity to interact with each of you, to offer you our absolute unconditional love and our unending support. You have but to express the desire, and we would be with you always. And now, we would bid each of you farewell with love and with peace. Oh, it's hot in here now.
many of the great scientists said, that their discoveries, and musicians have said much the same. Mozart said, stuff came to him. He was not composed. It just came, whoom. He just opens up and there it is. Whoom. He just opens up and there it is.
Next time on Beyond.
Get the gun.
Supernatural predators from beyond. In this third season of Beyond, we will examine some of the major mysteries of the paranormal, some of which have woven themselves into the fabric of our culture. Many are interconnected with other subjects in this and other seasons of Beyond. Sometimes research leads to answers, sometimes answers from science, sometimes from spiritual realms, and sometimes from somewhere in between. Mysteries that inspire the imagination and compel us to seek an answer. Mysteries such as supernatural predators, super psychic children, body memories, sexual demons, pyramids, haunted objects, strange creatures, cattle mutilations, voices channeled from beyond, and even thought itself.
Certainly when one observes Bob Hill channeling Josiah for lengthy periods of time, it seems unlikely that he could be faking it. Everyone we interviewed who has seen Josiah speaking, including the Beyond crew, were moved by the experience. Professor Wynne has studied Bob Hill and the Josiah phenomenon in depth, and it seems to us that this is a genuine case. Over the years, the producers of Beyond have had occasion to come into contact with scores of psychics and mediums who profess an ability to channel. Some have impressed, many have seemed false, but very few have struck us with the genuine honesty of Josiah. Also, the message he seems to be delivering. The notion that life is an impression of reality determined by us all, as a sort of extension or diversion from our immortal spiritual existence, it is new. But it's born out of many religions and philosophies, which, like Buddhism and Christianity, have a central belief in an immortal soul or spirit. It offers new insight into these and other beliefs, including reincarnation. Josiah's view deals with many of the flaws in logic that seem to exist in the beliefs in the past. It gives us a new perspective with which to view the landscapes beyond.